The following is a paid program. Talk 103.7 WTIP and Cable Channel 7 welcome you into Financially Speaking with Jim Taunton. Find us live on radio, TV, the IBX Media app, and on YouTube. Just search Financially Speaking NC or get the link at WTIPFM.com. The opinions expressed in this show are for general informational purposes only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine what investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, financial, or tax advisor prior to investing. Securities and investment advisory services are offered through Genoa Wealth Management Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Now, here's your host for Financially Speaking, certified financial advisor, Jim Taunton.
Hello and welcome to Financially Speaking. Jim Taunton here, your host for the next 30 minutes. Glad you joined us. Hope you'll be glad you joined us as well when it's all said and done. And as always, this is a listener participation program, which means we'd love for you to call with a financially related question. Something of interest to you is what I really want to talk to you about. So call me with that. And the number is 561-TALK, 561-8255. The area code's always 252. 561-8255. One word before we go to break. I called during that 2-minute break, by the way, and we'll take your call first when we come back. It appears that I fell asleep and woke up on the surface of the sun. It is so hot. I've told several people I came home or back to the office from lunch 2 days ago. Got out of the car. It was 92 degrees. I mean, that's comfort level for me normally. It was the hottest 92 degrees I have ever experienced. I mean, the heat that we're having now is just different. There's something different about it. And I can't put my finger on it. We've had heat with humidity before. What in the world is going on? Nuts. Anyway, we had a little cold front come through, and we only got up to 93 today. And it is going to be going down. We're getting some relief, and actually going to be in the 80s a few days from now. So that's a good thing. But call me during the break, financially related question. If you call in, as always, your name goes into the drawing for the Identificator Antavola. I'll even pay the tip. Great place to eat. I promise you'll find something really nice to eat there. So call 561-TALK, 561-8255. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
Aiden Golf and Country Club invites you to become a member. Come tour our beautiful clubhouse, ballroom, and facilities. For a quality golf experience, sign up for our discounted special membership rates, low monthly dues with no quarterly food minimum or assessments. Folks love to play golf at Aiden Golf and Country Club. Cool off at the pool all summer. Enjoy excellent food and beverages from the snack bar. Even store your own cart, unless you like to walk. Call 746-3389 for special limited membership rates at the Aiden Golf and Country Club.
My practice has been built on accessibility, responsiveness, and a willingness to be proactive for my clients. I'm not afraid to make recommendations relating to your investments and planning. I do hope all of your financial decisions are good ones, but let's not rely on hope. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Jim has attained 3 professional designations: Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Life Underwriter, and Chartered Financial Consultant, which entails 20 courses of study with examinations and a comprehensive national board exam, administered by the Certified Financial Planning Board. Jim has been practicing in financial services since 1979, which includes investing, planning, and insurance to help you meet your financial goals. Among the many awards Jim has received in his career is his selection to the Guide of the Top Financial Planners by the Consumer Research Council of America. So if you want to work with someone who is working for you, call Jim at 756-4700 or email him at planning@financiallyspeaking.com. That's 756-4700 and planning@financiallyspeaking.com.
My producer, Mr. Phil, says we did not get a caller. Terrible thing, really. And you can call anytime you're in the program, interrupt the monologue. The number is 561-TALK, 561-8255. Love to talk to you. And it is so hot. And you're supposed to retort, how hot is it, Jim? It is so hot that I was supposed to have my parking lot repaved tomorrow, and they called and canceled. That's hot, because those guys are used to working in very hot conditions. So there you go. Dangerous out there, actually. People, does anybody get on a roof in this mess? Have you seen any roofers actually working on a roof? I mean, it just, it boggles the brain that any human being could withstand those conditions. All right, I've got a great case that I'm going to talk about, case that came to us this week. Just a lot of moving parts and just a very interesting study. I think you'll learn a lot from it. But before I do that, I wanted to mention two other little ditties. We had an analyst to change his guidance on NVIDIA. This analyst had said their price target was set 170. Keep in mind, the NVIDIA is at 155-ish right now. 170 is a pretty good lick above 155. This analyst changed their guidance. This is a company. To $250. $250. I've never in my life seen guidance on a stock, target price on a stock that far above the current price. Never. Not even close. They obviously have a lot of confidence in NVIDIA, and so do I, actually. So it's not too late to jump on the train. I can tell you, the NVIDIA is Louis Navellier. I've had on this program several times, and I get all of his videos, his podcasts, his newsletters, and all that. I mean, he's brilliant, and everybody respects him. He says NVIDIA is one you can buy and hold to the end of the decade without question. So I'm just telling you, there it is. All right, the case. And of course, we don't use names to protect the innocent, but this individual is 61 years old. They've worked at a company for 30 plus years, and they have been able to squirt away a whole lot of nuts. But their goal in retirement is this. They want to be able to generate $15,000 per month of income, gross income. So that's the goal. Very nice, precise, concise goal. I like it when clients do that. And here's what the individual has. Okay. First of all, he has a pension with the company that he worked for so long, which is a dinosaur. No companies are doing pensions now, but of course he'd been with the company for 30 plus years. So he did have a pension. And with this pension, they give him two options. A lump sum option of $1,050,000, which is pretty hefty, or some income for life options. And almost every pension will give you a single life option. So if you die, the money stops, or they give you survivor options, amount that you receive while living, and then it continues to your beneficiary, typically your spouse. And in this case, he had already decided he was going to take the $5,700 per month pension, and they would withhold money to pay for some insurance out of that he's going to need. But 100% would go to his beneficiary, his survivor, if something happened to him. So he gets $5,700, he dies, then the survivor gets $5,700 for their lifetime. Sounds great. But when you do the calculation, you'll see that the $5,700 per month is bumping 6% distribution rate on $1,050,000. So it's just not that good. It's not good enough, in my opinion, to give up control of your lump sum. And that's what we look at when a client comes to us with a pension and we look at their options. What percentage of the lump sum they could take, if that is an option. Not all pensions give that option. This one does. So if they do, what percentage of the lump sum option is the income that's being provided or would be provided? And that gives us some guidelines as to whether or not we want to accept that income stream. And I know it feels good to have an income guaranteed for life, like Social Security, for example. But giving up control of your $1,050,000, you better make sure that you're making the correct decision. Now, there are two things to look at with a pension. Number one, do we do a lump sum or do we do an income option? And this individual, I haven't actually talked with the individual, but if we do an income option, do we do a single life or a survivor option? The single life option on this same case was $6,741. If you remember, the survivor option was $5,700. That's over $1,000 per month cut in income so that the spouse will continue to receive the income. Too much, giving up too much income. So if the client just couldn't sleep at night by doing a lump sum option and they wanted an income option, then I'm going to suggest that we do the single life option and use some of that $1,000 of extra income to purchase a life insurance contract on the retiree so that if they die, we'll have enough money to provide that survivor spouse the income that they were going to receive anyway from the pension plan. What does that do for us? Well, first of all, the insurance, we've already looked up rates, is only about $470 per month, somewhere in that range. So we're going to have, close to, about $530 a month left over. And he can put that away in an investment and grow another sinking fund. But he can feel comfortable that the wife is taken care of because we've got that actually $800,000 of life insurance sitting there. And I had to do a calculation on how much life insurance would be needed to provide that $5,700 a month. And I did that. I used a very conservative 5% figure, I believe, on investment return. And I had my system calculate how much money we needed to provide $5,700 a month for 25 years. Just we felt like 25 years was certainly adequate into the future. And it was 800,000-ish. And that's how we came up with the amount of life insurance. Just a much better option, in my humble opinion. Much, much, much better option. So if he decides against taking the lump sum and absolutely wants to provide a guarantee of income from the pension to himself, then I'm certainly going to try to sway him in the direction of what we call pension maximization, which is the single life option, higher income, buying life insurance, providing that survivor income privately through life insurance and not through the pension plan. It's too costly through the pension plan. What does that do? Well, you got an extra, $530 a month that we're stowing away in an investment. But think about this. Let's suppose he opted through the pension plan for the survivor option. He's lost that extra $1,000 a month. He's taking $5,700 a month, not $67,000. and the wife predeceases him. Let's say 5 years into his retirement, his wife dies. Oops. You can't go back to the pension plan and say, I made a mistake. I need to go back to the single life amount. No, it's an irrevocable decision. Irrevocable. That's why I don't like giving up control of the money. I want to retain control of the money. All right. So that's just the pension part that we're looking at and trying to make good decisions about. Just the pension. And there's also a 401k. And then there's going to be a calculation on total income. Well, how much do we need to provide? Can we do it well? But we're halfway through the program. So let's cut to let's see. Oh, no call. Okay. Let's go to a break for about 2 minutes. Call during the break, by the way. I'd love to have a call from you. Please interrupt the monologue with a question about something that's important to you. Number is 561-TALK, 561-8255. Call and your name goes into the drawing for the dinner for two at Tavola, and I'll see you in 2 minutes. Or maybe right now. Mr. Producer, let's go to the mid-program break.
Ayden Golf and Country Club invites you to become a member. Come tour our beautiful clubhouse, ballroom, and facilities. For a quality golf experience, sign up for our discounted special membership rates. Low monthly dues with no quarterly food minimum or assessments. Folks love to play golf at Ayden Golf and Country Club. Cool off at the pool all summer. Enjoy excellent food and beverages from the snack bar. Even store your own cart, unless you like to walk. Call 746-3389 for special limited membership rates at the Ayden Golf and Country Club.
My practice has been built on accessibility, responsiveness, and a willingness to be proactive for my clients. I'm not afraid to make recommendations relating to your investments and planning. I do hope all of your financial decisions are good ones, but let's not rely on hope. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Jim has attained 3 professional designations: Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Life Underwriter, and Chartered Financial Consultant, which entails 20 courses of study with examinations and a comprehensive national board exam, administered by the Certified Financial Planning Board. Jim has been practicing in financial services since 1979, which includes investing, planning, and insurance to help you meet your financial goals. Among the many awards Jim has received in his career is his selection to the Guide of the Top Financial Planners by the Consumer Research Council of America. So if you want to work with someone who is working for you, call Jim at 756-4700 or email him at planning@financiallyspeaking.com. That's 756-4700 and planning@financiallyspeaking.com.
Welcome back to Financially Speaking. Jim Taunton here. And let's see, no calls, I guess. I didn't get a text from the producer. All right, we talked about the pension. Now let's talk about the 401k. He's got $1.5 million in a 401k. He's done a very good job of accumulating assets. We will recommend that he roll the 401k into an IRA rollover account so that we can work with him on investing and manipulating and doing whatever needs to be done with it. Yes, working with an advisor is more expensive than leaving it with a 401k and an administrator. But number one, you'll have to call a toll-free number every time you want to do something with the 401k and you're speaking to a different individual. With the 401k, you have maybe a dozen different sub-accounts. Those are your options for investing the money. It's just... if you roll it out, you've got someone that you can sit down with for years, hopefully. And secondly, the options are unlimited. Virtually we can use anything to put the money in. So there are good reasons why you pay a little extra to roll it into an account with an advisor. Typically an advisory account or a wrap fee account is what we do. $1.5 million. Of course, if we add in the the $1 million lump sum, if we do that, you're looking at 2.5. His cost is only going to be 50 basis points. You can Google it. That's much less than the national average, but that's just what I do. Okay, 50 basis points for that amount of money. There you go. All right, that's 0.5%, by the way. Okay, now, if he needs $15,000 of income and his Social Security at 62, and we certainly recommend him start at 62 since he'll be retired, it's $3,200. Okay, so we're going to have not quite a year, but sometime between retirement and age 62 to turn on the income. But he's got $280,000 of cash in addition to all this other money. Plenty of money to carry him over. We're not worried about that at all. So $15,000, take out the $3,200, and then if we're generating a net of $5,700, I say net, but we're taking the 7,000 or 6,700 total, and we're going to invest the part that we don't need, and then the life insurance premium, we'll take that out. So if we're giving him 5,700 gross, if we subtract all that from the 15,000, we need about $6,100 per month. That's the shortfall after those incomes that we know can be provided. All right, now. Caller. Oh, David is on the line. David, thank you for interrupting the monologue. Go right ahead with your question.
Absolutely. So I'm calling on behalf of my daughter. She's 24 years old. She's finished with school. She's making about $80,000 a year right now.
Mm-hmm.
She is maxing out a Roth IRA already. And through her employer, she does not have a 401k. It's something else. It's a 4 something, and I apologize. I don't know.
403B?
That might be right, but she's not a teacher. She's in healthcare.
Okay, it might be a 457.
Could that still be?
Yes, go right ahead.
At any rate, right now she's sitting on about $30,000 in a checking account that she does not need the money and won't need it for, say, 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have the capability to advise her what to do with that money. I got her started on the Roth and all of that basic stuff, but I hate to see her leave her money sitting in a checking account doing nothing.
Right. Yeah, 30 grand, a little bit much to leave for 3 years in a cash account like that.
Right.
But it's not a long-term horizon. So we would need to be fairly liquid with it. We would need to be fairly conservative with it. But we could certainly do better than it sitting in a checking account. No question. She needs to sit down with.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
Let me share. I'm sorry to interrupt. So with that 30,000 right now, there's about 3,500 being added each month.
Mm-hmm.
So that's growing.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that would
not
be
growing in an investment sense, but
yeah. Yeah, what I would suggest is we take 30,000, plop it into a mutual fund as seed money, and then we could turn on a $3,500 per month bank draft to invest on a regular basis. That's dollar cost averaging. That's really the best way to invest money over time. And then in 3 years, when she needs money, all of her money in that fund is going to be liquid and available to her. So that's typically what we would do. Now, what type of mutual fund is the question?
Right.
And I mean, she needs to talk with somebody. Does she live in Greenville?
She lives in Kinston.
Kinston. Well, that's close enough.
Yes.
I'm going to give you my contact information, and that's for everybody else that's listening as well. But she could certainly find somebody local if she would rather do that. But I'd be more than happy to talk with. The first meeting with me is no charge or obligation. Just talk about what she's looking for and expectations. My number at the office is 756-4700. 756-4700. My email is jim@jtauntonfinancial.com. And letter J, my last name, TAUNTON, financial, and that's all one word, .com. And my website is jtauntonfinancial.com. And you can find out everything you need to know and more about me on the website. And if you go to the YouTube channel, which is Financially Speaking NC, you can pull up programs I've done for years and watch them or listen to them. And actually, you can see my name on the video there, how to spell it. But yeah, I'd love to talk with her. I mean, if you're not comfortable counseling her on that, I could certainly do that. Be glad to help her. I don't, I'm different from a lot of advisors. I don't refuse to work with anybody that comes to me sincerely seeking advice. And I've never done that. Right. And I'm 46 years in this business. I'm 67. And I enjoy helping people plan and do the right things with their money. So I'll be glad to talk with her.
Okay, very good. I will pass this on to her, and we may actually set up to come in and see you together.
That would be wonderful. Done that many times. And if you gave your phone number to the producer, your name is in the drawing for the dinner for two at Atabola.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for calling very much. Great call. Great call. There are a lot of people out there just like him. And hopefully they have my contact information as well. All right. So we've got a $6,100 per month shortfall. Where's that coming from? Well, if we do 6,100 times 12, that's about $73,000 a year. If we look at the additional $1.5 million coming from the 401k, that simply means we don't actually have to do but a 4.89% distribution rate from that 1.5 million to provide that income. That is very comfortable, very doable. Okay? Very. I would have no problem with that whatsoever. So this individual is in excellent shape for retirement. Excellent shape. And I haven't even done a financial plan. I mean, I've done the formal presentation, nothing. But I've done it long enough. I can crunch numbers almost in my head and do this. But this gentleman, he's going to have a nice, comfortable retirement. We just have to do the right things with the money. Just that simple. As I tell clients sometimes, we can't mess this up. The only way we could mess it up would be if we both fell asleep, we went into a 30-year bear market and didn't do anything about it. That's just the way it is. So there you go. That is a real life case, and you may find some of that familiar. Some of it may fit your situation, and if it does, again, you got my contact information. If not, my phone number is area 252-756-4700, 756-4700. Email is jim@jtauntonfinancial.com. Those looking on Facebook, you can look over my shoulder and see my name. So I'd love to sit down with you and just chat. No cost or obligation. I have music in my ear. I've run out of time. And as always, this is Jim Taunton helping you make all of your financial decisions good ones. Good night, everybody.